Hello, Magpies! It's another exciting day to talk about the greatest football club in the world, Newcastle United. Today, we'll dive into two buzzing transfer stories as we continue our journey in the January transfer window. Let's kick things off with Kieran Dewsbury-Hall and his potential move to St. James Park. As the transfer window heats up, Chelsea has made midfielder Kieran Dewsbury-Hall available for $30 million. However, does this move make sense for Newcastle? Let's break it down. Dewsbury-Hall's time at Chelsea has been far from stellar. Signed for the same $30 million in the summer, he struggled to find consistent playing time, despite featuring regularly in their Europa Conference League campaign. His Premier League minutes have been limited, just 55 minutes across 5 appearances. That's hardly the impact you'd expect from a player of his price tag. His performance against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup earlier this season was underwhelming, lasting only 57 minutes before being substituted. Let's be honest, that showing didn't leave us Magpies fans clamouring for his signature. One major point to consider is our current midfield strength, with Joelinton, Sandro Tonali, and Bruno Guimaraes forming a rock-solid trio. It's hard to see where Dewsbury-Hall would fit in. These three are in fantastic form, and even players like Joe Willock and Sean Longstaff find themselves battling for minutes. Let's not forget rising star Lewis Miley, who is widely seen as the future of Newcastle's midfield. Eddie Howe and sporting director Paul Mitchell have made it clear that our priorities lie elsewhere, specifically in bolstering the right-wing position and adding a new forward. The midfield is arguably our strongest department, so bringing in Dewsbury-Hall might feel like spending money on a position that doesn't need reinforcement. Chelsea's willingness to offload Dewsbury-Hall raises some eyebrows. Enzo Maresca has reportedly informed the player he can leave if a good bid comes in. While there's no denying the midfielder has talent, it's fair to question why Chelsea is so eager to cut ties just months after his arrival. For Newcastle, this could be an opportunity to grab a relatively young player with Premier League experience. But is that enough? With our current squad depth, it's hard to justify prioritising a move for Dewsbury-Hall over addressing our more pressing needs. The focus remains on finding a right-sided attacker, a forward, and potentially a new central defender. With names like James McAtee and Brian Mbeumo already linked to the Magpies, Dewsbury-Hall seems more like a luxury signing than a necessity. While it's always exciting to hear Newcastle mentioned in transfer rumours, not every deal is the right one. Magpies, what do you think? Should Newcastle take a punt on Dewsbury-Hall, or are we better off saving those funds for a position that truly needs strengthening? Alright, Magpies, let's dive into part 2 and talk about an exciting development that could address one of Newcastle's key priorities this January: the hunt for a quality right winger. Let's talk about James McAtee and why he might just be the perfect fit for our beloved Newcastle United. The right wing position has been a long-standing gap in Newcastle's squad, while other areas have seen significant upgrades in recent seasons. The right side of attack has remained stagnant. With Miguel Almiron set to depart, Jacob Murphy is currently our only natural option for that position. That's where James McAtee comes into the picture. The 22-year-old Manchester City winger is reportedly looking for a move away from the Etihad to gain more game time. Despite his undeniable talent, McAtee has only managed 36 minutes in the Premier League this season. It's no surprise he's frustrated, and Newcastle could be the perfect place for him to showcase his skills. McAtee's versatility makes him an attractive prospect. While he's primarily played as an attacking midfielder this season, he's equally capable of operating on either wing or even in deeper midfield roles. His technical ability, vision, and work rate could provide the creativity and flair Newcastle needs on the right wing. What's more, McAtee has already had a taste of St James Park this season. He was named on the bench for Manchester City's visit to Newcastle in September. The electric atmosphere and passionate fan base surely left an impression, and there's no doubt he'd thrive under Eddie Howe's guidance. The 22-year-old has also been making waves on the international stage, with 16 appearances for England's under-21s. McAtee recently starred in a 7-0 win over Azerbaijan alongside Newcastle defender Lewis Hall. That chemistry could be an added bonus should McAtee make the move to Tyneside. It's no secret that McAtee is highly rated across Europe. Clubs like Borussia Dortmund, Fulham, West Ham, and Nottingham Forest are reportedly interested, as well as teams from Italy. However, Newcastle's recent resurgence and the chance to play a pivotal role in Eddie Howe's project could give us the edge. The fact that Manchester City is eyeing Omar Marmoush as a replacement only strengthens the likelihood of McAtee leaving. While City would prefer not to strengthen a rival, Newcastle's ambition and the lure of regular Premier League football might be too good for McAtee to resist. What makes McAtee particularly exciting is his potential to become Newcastle's long-term solution on the right wing. At just 22 years old, he has plenty of room to grow and could be a key part of Newcastle's future as we aim to establish ourselves as one of Europe's elite clubs. The January window is all about smart business, and McAtee represents a rare combination of affordability, talent, and potential. Securing his signature could not only solve a pressing issue, but also signal Newcastle's intent to build a squad capable of challenging for silverware. Magpies, we've been through thick and thin together, and there's no denying that our club is on the rise. The addition of James McAtee could be another step toward making Newcastle United an unstoppable force. Let's keep our fingers crossed and hope Paul Mitchell and Eddie Howe can work their magic in the transfer market. As always, your opinions matter. What do you think about McAtee? Would you welcome him to St James's Park? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for tuning in, and as always, stay proud and loud for the best team in the world, Newcastle United. Until next time, take care and keep the faith. How are the lads?